Welcome to Black Girls Magazine's Youth Conversation in partnership with the Women's Support Network of New York Region. We have some special guests joining us today from an organization called Black E.S.T.E.E.M. E.S.T.E.E.M stands for Entrepreneurs, Scientists, Technicians, Engineers, Economists, and Mathematicians. Black E.S.T.E.E.M is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to increasing Black girls' interests and confidence in the STEM field. Represented here today are girls from Black E.S.T.E.E.M. Welcome to Black Girls Magazine, everyone. My name's Cheesy, and I'm a writer for the teen Black Girls Magazine.
My name is Esther. I am also a writer for Black Girls Magazine.
And my name is Gussie. I am a writer for the Kids Edition magazine.
We're so happy to have you with us here today and to learn about your organization, Black E.S.T.E.E.M. So my first question is, what is Black E.S.T.E.E.M about? Can you tell us a little bit about what your organization does?
Hi, it's so nice to meet you. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so inspired to see young Black girls as writers. So I totally love that. So, Black Esteem, as you've mentioned already, we are a nonprofit organization. So I'm on the advisory board as the board chair. So we designed programming for young Black girls. Initially, it started ages 10 to 13 and just in STEM programming. So we do some robotics programming as well as some like skincare, which would be like the more chemistry side of things. But this year, I want to say this year or last year, we kind of went into a more like older age range, starting from ages 12 to around 15, and we're also focusing on the wellness side of things. So, Black girl hair, fashion, mental health. So, in a nutshell, what we do is that we just run programming for Black girls, and we hope to inspire and encourage them into whatever that it is that they do.
My question is so basically, ESTEAM stands for Entrepreneur, Scientists, Technicians, Engineer, Economics, and Mathematicians. So, which of these areas are you all most passionate about and why?
Um, I can answer this one. So for me, I'm really passionate about going into science. Like I want to be a cardiologist, for example. And what I really like Black Esteem, what I really like about Black Esteem, it makes me it really empowers Black girls, and it makes me be able to envision myself as actually being a cardiologist. Despite a lot of people would a lot of people would be like, oh, you can't off because I'm Black but Black Esteem really makes me feel like I can. And we do a lot of science stuff as well. Like for example, I remember this one workshop we did was using microscopes, and it was really cool. We got to look at all these different types of cells, and we even got to bring the microscope home, which was really a big part of one of the examples we did that I really enjoyed. It was really impactful for me.
Oh, what about the rest of you guys? Which ones are you guys most passionate about out of all the esteem aspects? Like,
I would say science because in science I feel like I could do more, like learn about more cells and try to work harder on like how to figure out certain things, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like I could learn how to use tubes as an example. They use how to make potions and stuff. You know what I mean, right? So just in that area, I think I can improve myself.
what about you, Hadra? What are you passionate about?
Um, Personally, I'm more into the engineering side of things because I got to take a class that kind of introduced me to that world. So I think maybe that's something I want to pursue more. I mean, well, yeah, pursue in the future. So yeah, that's my thing.
And for me, I would say both the entrepreneurial and the science side of it, because I do want to go into med school, which is something that's very considering I'm almost done high school. Um, but that side. But not only do I want to be an OBGYN, I also want to have my own clinic, and that's also being an entrepreneur. And I also like the community side of it, the community engagement. That's something that I live for. That's something that I enjoy doing. So if I could combine those two, like that would be my dream.
What is your favorite activity at Black E.S.T.E.E.M?
Maybe Naomi, you can start, and we'll just go from there.
One of my favorite activities again, maybe second to the microscope activity that we did. We did this one, we were working on doing these pitches, and we were doing, it was like we had our own, we went into groups with new people and everything, and then it was about like a cake, some sort of cake. We made like these cakes. We got to like do the hands-on part of actually making the cake and designing it to reflect our business, reflect Black excellence wows, like even designing the cake. And then afterwards, we had to sell like say a pitch, and it was like really quick, which made we were under a time crunch, which was helping us prepare, like learn how to work under pressure, for example. And then there's actually judges there, and it was really impactful, and I really liked it. Like going into the entrepreneurship side was also really fun, and business, and it was also really hands-on, so it was really fun for me.
And you, Trin, what is your one of your favorite activities?
I would say at that one Microsoft event, because I like learning about computers and learning how to program certain things. So I would say that one would be like my top favorite like activity.
And you, Hajra?
Well, as a mentor, I can't really speak on the whole like doing it, but for preparing, my favorite part was definitely the chat and chills, getting to delve into different fields. Like I did art therapy for my chat and chill, but yeah, we got to oh oh wait, sorry. Shakira interviewed a news reporter, which was fun to like do all the budgeting stuff. I like the whole behind the scenes was really fun. Um, but yeah, just getting to organize any kind of event really is cool for me. I don't have a specific favorite or anything.
And what about you, Yemi?
Yeah, like just going off of what Hudra said, just even hearing Naomi and Trin, like I love planning for these events and seeing how they're executed and even hearing participant feedback. That would be the best part for me because like all of these events start from just an idea and just how we're able to transform them into events. It's just really cool to see and like starting off as a young girl, like I never would have guessed that I would, be part of something that, that helps inspire other young Black girls. So just even seeing how my idea or Haja's idea or Shakira's idea could even turn into something that lives. So yeah.
Oh, welcome, Shakira. I see that you've joined us, and I just want to ask you what your favorite activity at Black Esteem is.
Hi, thanks for having me. My favorite activity at Black Esteem has to also be like, I guess, putting together chat and chills. It's really fun. I like hearing participants' opinions, like OP said. It helps us like, I guess, put together and formulate what we want to do for next time to make it like a really engaging experience. So yeah, I think that have to be my favorite part.
So, for each of you, has being a part of the STEAM activities changed the way that you kind of think about the scientists, the sciences, the entrepreneurship, or economics? And if so, like, what has changed and what have you learned since you started attending Black STEAM? So, Naomi.
Um, for me, it's really like broadened my perspective of like different jobs, for example, potentials like to go into, and how like I still like I want to be a cardiologist, and like because I want to go into the sciences, but it's also like really fun and impacting for me to learn about like the different ones too. Like economy was really interesting, entrepreneurship, stuff like that, and I really like how we did like a wide range of stuff, so we get more exposure, and they really instill confidence in us too, so we could actually like be the representation that we want to see.
Yeah, that's amazing. Trin, what about you?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Sorry. Has being a part of the esteemed activity changed the way that you think about the scientists, the sciences, entrepreneurship, or economics? And if so, what has changed, or what have you learned since you started attending Black Esteem?
I've learned a lot, like how to like do mathematic equations and all that other stuff, and how to put myself out there as a scientist and try to improve my science skills. So I'll say that was a big improvement, and I don't know what to say, guys. I'm just like kind of rambling in my head about what I want to say and all that. But I would say that mathematics, I'm not really a type of person to be like, oh, I like math and all that. So that's really improved my like sense of like how math is and how I want to improve at math. So that's
Yeah, it's okay. What about you, Hajra?
Sorry, what was the question?
No, it's okay. Has being a part of STEAM changed the way that you think about the sciences, entrepreneurship, or economics? What has changed, or what have you learned since you started attending Black Esteem?
Oh, okay. So, when I look at like entrepreneurs and stuff, like after like at the start of when I joined Black Esteem, I wasn't involved in all the behind the scenes stuff, so I didn't really see how much really went into it. But after, like being promoted, um, I get to see all the behind the scenes stuff, and now I see how hard it really is to be an entrepreneur or just anything else. So, but because I'm not a board member or anything. Like I'm not a board director, so I don't know how hard it is to be up there. But just seeing how it is now, it must be like, wow, like that's insane that you can do that and like be like live normally like the rest of us, but you're still like putting in that much work, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Yummy?
Yeah, so honestly, for me, like science has always been something I wanted to do, but then I'm also an arts person as well, and I was very active, and like I thought that like if I were to go into the sciences, like I wouldn't um necessarily be social, like I wouldn't have the social life, I wouldn't be able to, take part in so many different things. But being a part of Black Esteem has shown me that I can do anything if I put my mind towards it. Like if I want to combine the sciences and entrepreneurship, I can do it. If I want to make an impact in the community, I can do it no matter what. So being a part of Black Esteem has definitely helped me just see that, sciences are for me and I can do that however way I choose to do that.
Yeah. What about you, Shakira, finally?
For me, it kind of like I guess opened my eyes to like how I guess not difficult, but how complicated like these things could be. Also, I think back to like my personal life, I understand why Black Esteem was even put together in the first place. Like for me and Hudger go to the same school, and we have a class which is like a manufacturing course, and there are barely any girls in there. Like we are three girls out of like a million boys in that class, and it honestly shows me how much we really need groups like Black Esteem. And yeah.
Um, so my question is, as kids, our parents chose to put us in different after school program activities, and sometimes we liked those programs and sometimes we didn't. Um, these activities may end up turning into a hobby that we enjoy, and other times they're just a way. Sometimes they turn into a passion that we think we want to pursue when we grow up, and other times they're just a way for us to pass time. So basically, for esteem, um, do you consider it a hobby, a way to pass time, or has it ignited a passion in you that you want to pursue when you grow up?
For me, it's so much more than just a way to pass time. It's really not only just fun, not only just a hobby, but it's really educational as well. So it's really sparked in me my passion. I know for especially learning about medicine, and yeah, it's really sparked that passion in me because also like the staff, they believe in you and know that you can, especially even when we're doing challenging activities and sometimes we don't know the answer right away, but they really push us to think and go further, and they make learning really fun, which is also why I really like it and enjoy it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing for you. What about you, Trent?
Black E.S.T.E.M has become my passion because I like planning events and doing stuff for other people to make them happy. As in, like, I like getting to know people at our chat and chills. And I like telling those people, like, you could try your best and you will still come out fine. You know what I mean? There's no right or wrongs here in life. All you have to do is try your best. Am I wrong?
No, you are not wrong. That's so right. What about you, Haja?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I was never really put into a situation where I had to like I wasn't really I wasn't forced into anything like program wise wasn't like that for me. But Black Esteem to me is really, I mean, it's not something that I'm forced to do, so it's just fun. It's like a hobby. But personally, I don't know how it is for the participants, but that's just me. Like I just find it a hobby rather than it making me want to go into engineering. It just happened through classes rather than Black Esteem. But Black Esteem could help me like um get to there, get to where I want to be, but it's not the reason that I'm thinking that way, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's completely valid. It's good that it's at least like a hobby for you. What about you, Yemi?
Yeah, so like kind of similar to Hudra, like we started off as we were always on the advisory board, but like as the years passed, we kind of like got promoted, Shakira, Hudra, and I. So like it for me, it never really felt like a hobby, because I always felt that sense of responsibility with Black Esteem, just because we kind of started off, well, at least I started off with a little bit of social media, and then we evolved to like planning events and stuff. So it was always something that was very kind of like career based for me. Like I like to say that Black Esteem was technically my first ever job. Um, but yeah, so just speaking from that, I would say that it definitely has it's not something that is boring or it's just a hobby, but it also shows me that, like, work doesn't have to be a stressful 9 to 5. Like not even just with Black Esteem, but like even the Microsoft, one of our partners, we go to their office spaces quite frequently. Like, you would not believe that they actually do work there. Like, they have an Xbox, they have a drink machine, and like it just shows me the type of life that I want for myself. Like, I want a soft life. I don't want to work like a stressful 9 to 5 with my hair falling out. Like, no, that's not what I want to do. So yeah, so it just shows me that there's more to one way of working, and working doesn't have to be stressful. It could come to you with ease, and it could also make you feel good, which is not something that like a lot of workplaces teach you. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really like that's a good mentality to have. Finally, Shakira, what about you?
I think for me it started out as a hobby. Oops, sorry. I think for me it kind of started out as a hobby, and like OP was saying, the more deep we got into it, like when we started making our own events and putting our own stuff together, it became like more real. And I also consider it kind of my first job too. Like it's more than just a hobby, because like a hobby, it's like something you do on the side, and I feel like we're more like too invested into it for it to just be a hobby. Like yeah, it's kind of us now. Like we are associated with it, so it's our brand. It feels like more than a hobby.
Yeah, you're right. It's good to know like what it means for all of you guys. But now we kind of want to just ask some questions to like get to know you a little bit. So we can start that.
What is your favorite movie and or book?
My favorite movie or book has to be How the Grinch Stole Christmas because I think the Grinch is a really funny person in general.
What about you, Naomi? Naomi.
My favorite movie is Into the Spider-Verse. It's so good. I have so many posters of it on my wall, but at school, and it's really good.
I completely agree. I love that movie.
Yes.
I love it. What about you, Hajra?
I don't really have a favorite movie as of right now. Wait, do I actually? Okay, this is gonna sound very like typical, but Black Panther. I really love Black Panther. I rewatched that movie so many times. But my favorite book is definitely The Silent Patient. It's such a good read. Like and it goes so deep. It's a great read. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Panther is definitely iconic. What about you, Yummy?
Honestly, whenever someone asks me this question, all the movies that I've ever watched just go out of my brain. Like they just fly out. I don't know why. Like even like the favorite food question, it just flies out. But for me, I would just say The Sound of Music. It's an old movie. But it's the earliest movie I can remember watching with my mom, and that's something that we kind of shared. And it also ignited my passion for singing and performing. And my favorite book would be The Gilded Ones. So it's about a warrior. Like it's really complicated, but it's a book that shows my culture, African culture, which is something that I cherish deeply. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing book. And also, I'm glad, like, Sound of Music is like a classic. So I'm glad you have like those memories associated to it. But what about you, Shakira?
It's like I have like the problem that OP has, but it's with reading instead. Like now that you've asked, I can't remember any book I read. But and I'm such a reader too. For movies, I'm more of a horror kind of girl. Like I like horror movies. So it would be like maybe like the Saw franchise or something, or like Chucky. I like scary movies.
So, like, what if each of you guys' favorite food?
Chinese food, which I'm eating right now.
For me, I like a good Jamaican ackee and saltfish, or even some Trini roti, some curry goat, some bus-up shots. Yes, Caribbean food.
Caribbean food is iconic for sure. What about you, Hajra?
I mean, people haven't really tried this, but definitely Kenyan biryani is so good. Like people usually try Indian biryani, but you guys should just try the Kenyan one, please. It's so good. Yeah.
For me, I love all food. Like food genuinely makes me happy. Like I love all food, and it really depends on what mood I am in. But for now, just to give you a solid answer, I'm just gonna say Nigerian food because I'm Nigerian. Like I love a good pounded yam with any soup. Uh, I love jollof rice. That's a classic. With chicken, but like yeah, any food makes me happy. Like I'm willing to try anything.
I also love me some fufu and soup. And jollof rice. I love it. And then you, Shakira.
Um, it's kind of like what OP said. It's what I'm in the mood for. But I guess for now, I'm just gonna play it safe and say Caribbean food.
Um, what is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal is butterflies and tigers. They're kind of like opposites, but they're very graceful together.
That's like a good mix. Like, it's opposites, but they kind of go together in a way. Oh, what about you, Trin?
I like my favorite animals are dogs, Mm, that's a good question. Sheesh. Dogs, elephants, and I'm gonna have to say giraffes too.
Giraffes. Those are like basic, but they're good. Like they're classic. What about you, Hajra?
Um, I have cats, so I'm just gonna say cats. I really can't think of anything else other than like a sloth. Oh, and bears are really cute. I know they're dangerous, but they're really cute. Like I think if I saw one, I'd probably die, but at least I'd die seeing a bear.
Wait, yeah, because bears are so cute, but they're like really dangerous, but they're adorable. Like it might be worth it, the risk. Okay, what about you, Yummy?
Um, like Naomi, I also like tigers. For the longest I could remember, they were my favorite animal. Like, and you know what's funny? In the sixth grade, when I went to the Toronto Zoo, I got a like a keychain that had tigers on it. And now I work at the zoo. So that's like my special connection with tigers. But honestly, they're so like I love the pattern on them. It's so unique. It's different, and orange is also one of my favorite colors. But then also, I remember seeing this thing about like the lion's roar in this movie Tag. I forgot what it was called, actually being a tiger's roar. So it's kind of like you wouldn't expect that a tiger's roar is more like fierce than a lion's, but it just shows that you really can't like judge what's on the outside.
I agree. Tigers are like really pretty and like majestic. What about you, Shakira? What's your favorite animal?
For me, I like bunnies and like raccoons. Like I know people give them a bad rep because they're always associated with trash, but they're actually really intelligent and cute. Like they're adorable. And I'm so sad you can't own one in Canada. But yeah, raccoons and rennies.
Bunnies and raccoons are so cute, and I agree they do get a bad rap, but they are adorable.
Lastly, who or what inspires you and why?
Okay, I think I'll go first. For me, my mom really inspires me because she fights against anti-black racism. She's a school board trustee, and like after seeing like what she goes through, how much racism is still present in the schools, and how she's still doing it, fighting, always fighting, despite how like draining her work can be. It really inspires me. So yeah, she reminds me to always keep persisting, and even if people are gonna like when people tell me and that have before like, oh, you can't be a cardiologist, you won't, but I know like to keep like persevering and keep going through.
Yeah, moms are really like a good like inspiration for most of us because they're always like working so hard. Oh, what about you, Trin?
My mom really inspires me too because she pushes me to move forward, and she tries to make me, feel good about myself. So I'll say that really inspires me because it's making me feel good, and it's inspiring me to help others feel good too.
Yeah, of course. And then you, Hajra?
Um, this is kind of a hard question because when you think of inspiration, you look, you think of motivation, and for me personally, my motive is doesn't come from anyone specific. I mean, I love my mom, but I don't. That's not the reason I do what I do, you know? Like I'm doing it for my future and for the future of other people, to show people that, Black Muslim girls could do stuff like this as well, But inspiration wise, I'm gonna have to give the typical answer and say Miss Graham, the director of Black Esteem. Wait, sorry, director, the founder of Black Esteem. Yeah, Miss Graham really inspired me because she was my grade 2 teacher, and since then we just kind of fostered a relationship, and she became like a second mom to me. So yeah, she really inspires me to go on in my daily life. Yeah.
That's actually such like a cute backstory. And also it's okay if it's not a person. Like it can be something that inspires you too. So with that, what about you, Yummy?
So just like on the same wavelength as Hudra, just even I'm gonna start with Black Esteem, and tie it into Miss Graham. Like I really do love my mom. Like she's also one of my biggest inspiration factors. But at least for the work that I do at Black Esteem, like I just don't think that I would be the person that I am. Um, Without Miss Graham, because I was actually at a different school. Senior kindergarten, grade 4, I came to Palmo where I met Shakira Hudra and Miss Graham during grade 5. Although Miss Graham wasn't my grade 5 teacher, I did work with her being on student council, and we also all like partook in a group that was kind of similar to Black Esteem, but it was called Black Girl Magic, which is kind of like the foundation for Black Esteem. And the even me changing schools and meeting her definitely like helped me see my power as a young Black girl and know my worth, because at my old school, like it was just there was a lot of xenophobia. Like I wasn't really like being African wasn't like something that people necessarily liked at the time, unlike now where like our whole culture is trending, but like kids are very mean. So even just transferring to Pelham, meeting Miss Graham, and just knowing that being Black is it's a blessing, it's a beauty. And even just what came out of great my 5th grade year, Black Esteem, is truly a blessing, because through that I've been able to develop my public speaking skills. I've been able to meet so many people. I've been even able to like help other young Black girls who were just like me, and who may not necessarily want to go into the science field, but they still deserve to know their worth. They still deserve to know that they're beautiful. And just me being a part of that keeps me going, because just even hearing participant feedback, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something right. So yeah.
Yeah, teachers can also be like a huge inspiration because they can just like come in and just like change your life like that. And then what about you, Shakira?
For me, I'd have to say my mom and Miss Graham. Um, my mom's like my best friend. She's always like fostered any like type of interest I had. She's always encouraged me, and I love her for that. And Miss Graham is quite literally my second mother. So I've known her since the 2nd grade, and everything I've ever done, like she's encouraged me. She's pushed me to strive for it. Like she'd help me out. Like everything I know, I learned from her, and yeah, she's my inspiration.
That's so sweet, like the relationship that you guys all have with your like teachers and moms and everyone. And with that, we want to thank you so much. It's been really fun speaking with you all and learning about your wonderful organization, Black Esteem. Black Esteem is a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to increasing Black girls' interest and confidence in the STEM field. Please stay in touch with us. We wish you the very best. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
you.
so much for
Yeah.
having
Thank you for
us.
having
Yeah, of
us.
course.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys have a blessed week, all right?